Some breaking news, though, that we're just learning. We are learning new details right now in the assassination attempt against Donald Trump. Law enforcement officials are now saying that Secret Service snipers spotted the shooter 20 minutes before he opened fire. This is happening as House Speaker Mike Johnson announced today that he will be setting up a bipartisan task force when Congress returns from recess. He also said that he will call on U.S. Secret Service Director to resign. We're learning that Mitch McConnell is making that same ask as well. Joining me now with more on this is ABC News Justice and Homeland Security reporter Jack Date. So, Jack, look, this timeline here that we're learning from this briefing is egregious. We have this 20 minutes that passed between the time that the snipers first spotted him, but also I think the other timeline that is incredibly concerning as well is this 62 minutes. It's my understanding that briefers told lawmakers that the shooter was identified as a person of interest 62 minutes before that shooting happened.
It's an incredible time period to hear from sources that were listening to the briefing. Leaders from the FBI and the Secret Service came to Capitol Hill to let lawmakers know what they knew about the investigation. It has progressed pretty significantly, and they pieced together a timeline through interviews, through images and analysis, and through talking to the agents and listening to radio traffic and those types of things. And what they're finding is there was a huge amount of time, 62 minutes from the time he was first spotted and deemed a person of interest. And then the time hacks keep coming. At 6:10, Crooks, the suspect, was first identified as a person of interest. 6:30, he was spotted with a device called a rangefinder, which law enforcement also deemed concerning and suspicious. At 5:52, he's spotted by the Secret Service at the roof. Just 10 minutes later, 6:02, or roughly thereabouts, the former president, Donald Trump, takes the stage, and at 6:12, the first shots are fired. There's a very brief timeline, an accelerated timeline after this. From the time the first shots were fired, 11 seconds pass before the Secret Service counter sniper acquires the target, being Crooks, the assailant. And 15 seconds later, Crooks is shot dead. It is a chilling timeline, but also a concerning one, given the length of time that this suspect is believed to have been just outside the secure area, why he went without being confronted by law enforcement for that period of time is going to be a key question as investigators move forward and as the Homeland Security review occurs of this incident.
Absolutely. And again, to reiterate the timeline that you just talked about there, we also, again, understand that the shooter was identified 62 minutes, more than an hour before the shooting took place. He was identified as a person of interest. You would think that law enforcement would have their eyes on him, every move that he made, yet he still found his way onto this roof and was able to not only try and assassinate the presidential nominee here for the Republican Party, but let's not forget that a man did lose his life. We lost a father, a firefighter. Other people were injured in this as well. This is absolutely an egregious attack, and we're also starting to learn a little bit more about the ammo that was purchased and when that was purchased and the other whereabouts of this shooter. So we're learning some details about that day and the days prior. However, we still don't have any word on a motive yet. Is that accurate?
No word on the motive. The searches of his phone, interviews, and other means, investigative means, are not turning up anything to point to a particular reason, a motive, why he would take this type of action. And so that remains an active part of the investigation. The FBI and other investigators are going to continue to run that down and chase down every lead. They still have lots of information to get through, but lawmakers wanted a briefing and got one today, and it appears to be quite concerning.
Absolutely, Jack. Thank you so much for coming on here with us and all of the hard work that you and your team do so that we have this information. Again, telling our viewers that we have now learned that during a briefing today that 20 minutes passed between the time the U.S. Secret Service snipers first spotted the shooter on the roof and at the time that the shots were fired at the former president who will be addressing the American public for the first time since that assassination attempt on his life. He will be addressing the American public at the RNC here tomorrow night. All right.